Well, good afternoon and welcome back to our final game for today. Another very important game. We have Cinnamon Pieces coming up against Ginger Generals, and we expect this game to be as exciting as the two games that we had previously. Really, Ali, as we look at the games played today, really there was quite a bit of excitement.
Yeah, all goes well for the cricket in itself. Uh, the players were very energized, and surprisingly, at the stage, one would have thought that they are not professional cricketers. They might starting to burn out, but it seems that they are full of energy. The support by the off-field players was tremendous.
Yeah, certainly. We expected that this game, shortened version, takes a lot out of you. And to the credit of the players, I think they would have done well. There have been a few minor injuries, but nothing to the extent that the players wasn't able to play because of maybe an injury, maybe pulled muscle here and there. I think that most of the players kept up very well.
Yeah, and they have a good physio in Mario. He's had been working on the players, and as you said, they're all. In fact, I don't think anyone is actually because of a injured muscle is out of a game. So that's a good sign.
So the teams for today: Cinnamon Pacers, Micah Narayan, captain; Kyron Andrew, Alec Atenas, Josh Edmond, Chad Charles, Javed Hazard, Nicobi John, Ken Maturin, Kenroy Peters, Javel St. Paul, Ruel Williams. And for Ginger Generals, Roland Keto, Weevil Benjamin, Jahim Broffett, Reynold Charles, Larry Edward, Michael Fraser, Keon George, Anil Matthew, Daniel MacDonald, Neilon Pascal, and Nicholas Redhead. And as we look at both teams, certainly almost the same team. And we look at the top, the batting of Keto and Alec Atenas really going to be two important players, probably in terms of what happened at the end of this game.
Yeah, and Keto has certainly came into form in his last couple of innings, but Martinez has been very consistent. In fact, he's the leading run scorer, and both teams in terms of batting, that will be their key players.
Well, just to let you know that Ginger Generals won the toss and elected to field. So Cinnamon Pacers going to have four strike. The conditions here really is good conditions for cricket. Although outside a little bit on the gloomy side, but the light is bright. There's no issue in terms of the light, and we really expect this one again to go down the wire with both teams. Pieces on 9 points, Ginger Generals just around the same point. So important game for both teams. The winner of this encounter will certainly book the position in the semifinals.
Yeah, and even with a defeat, probably they still have an opportunity. So it's a game you could throw everything into it. You would like to get into the semi-finals, one of the stepping stones to winning the competition. And I think as the previous two games, we should expect a very good game. But Crony, the weather is not bright sunshine, and normally we say when it's nice, bright sunshine, it's good for cricket. I think this weather is also good for cricket.
Yeah, very good weather. I think it's not very hot. It's not dark to see. I mean, it's really good light, and I think we are blessed that we have been able to have so much cricket. And when you think of the amount of rain overnight rain we had, Neil and Pascal going to pick up the attack from the southern end. Really beautiful condition for his style of bowling. He's up to the wicket bowler Hazard. Again, he's looking to hit this one somewhere over square leg, coming off the body and going on the onside. So extra one. Alec Atenas going to be facing Neil and Pascal. We've seen really some exciting competition. Pascal versus Atenas. One remember in the first game that really his first delivery was really a rapid delivery that Atenas really had to uh, get out of the way. And that seam over, he clipped him over backward square. One of the biggest six in the tournament. He's going to face Pascal. Turned down to long leg for 4. Really easily played. And again, that short fine leg right in the circle. And he just get inside of it and turn it down to long leg for 4. Good way to start.
Yeah, and with Pascal pace and movement at the ball, I would think it's always a risk not playing the long leg on the third man, because he gets the ball to move and he must be immaculate line and direction for him not stray a bit.
He's over the wicket once again, ball to Atenes, right up, and Atenes just coming down on this one, push it back to Pascal. And it's a discussion we had through this tournament in terms of the field placement, and a lot of talk about that short fine leg, and even the short third man.
Well, the difference with the deep square leg and so is nearly a bad delivery shot. With the fine leg, could be a good delivery that goes down there.
Pascal, just play to mid wicket, straight to mid wicket. And no attempt of a run. It's 5 without loss.
I know when we were bowling, you said you don't really set field for bad bowling. The thing about the long man and the third man, the long leg and the third man, it could be a good delivery that ends up down there. A short ball is where you will hit a backward square.
You're certainly right about that, Pascal. This one is clipped beautifully down to backward square. Short delivery and really give him the right treatment there by Atenas as he got inside of it and played it really firmly down to backward square. You could see a flick of the wrist lifting of the right leg and playing it beautifully down to the boundary for 4.
But again, Atenas being left-handed, Pascal gets the ball to move away from the right-hander. That means he's going into the left-hander, and you see the shot as he comes into him, he just tuck it and help it along.
Pascal once more to Atenas. Full toss play down to square leg, the fielder on the boundary. It comes in, so one more as we come to the end of the first over. Cinnamon Pieces ask about first, they are 10 without loss.
When you bowl into Atenas, 10 may not sound may sound plentiful, but the Atenas it could consider still a reasonably good over.
Yeah, Pascal. Really good condition for swing bowling.
The thing about it is the condition, you have to do a lot more control because the ball will swing a lot more than probably has done any other time of the series so far in this condition. So the line and the length will have to be a lot more precise than in the previous game.
So Larry Edwards going to pick up the attack from this northern end, and he's going to be bowling to Atenas. Atenas on 9, and Edwards left arm around the wicket. See a mid on in Keto, Keon George mid wicket. As first delivery is cut and hit well over backward point, and this will go into the boundary for 4. Shortish delivery, Atenas giving himself room and hitting this one over backward point, and it goes down to the boundary for 4.
Deliberately hitting it over the top. Of course, there are 5 fielders on the edge of the circle and the offside, so he chose the aerial route and was successful.
Yeah, good positive safe shot as Joseph to Atenas, and this is a full toss which is swung. Where does this go? To over backward square for 6, and easy as you like, really full to the bat, and he just swung it easily over that deep backward square area for his first 6, 283rd 6 of the tournament. Atenas already is 19 from only 7 deliveries.
And as we said before the start, that will be one of the key batters.
Confident start by Atenas. And for the silly from Edwards, he's back and hitting again just over the backward point or short third man. He got his hands to it and really was not able to hold it. But one would think, Ali, as we probably would see the replay there, that really should have hold on to this one.
Yeah, I think that went through his hands. I think he should have hold on to it. But the catches in this position of the slashing bat is never really easy, and sometimes you just have to give the feeler that he tried.
21 for 1. Hazard comes into strike. As we see, a ring of fielders on the offside. And Hazard get a quicker delivery coming in and push it in front of him.
Still a little surprised about the field placing with so many on the offside when he tends to get the ball to come into the right-hander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. As Edwards to Hazard. Hazard is driving. Good stop by the bowler. The offside being a short third man for the squarish. And a backward point or a deep gully. Square cover and a mid-off. Edwards in his first over. This one is lifted down to long on. Keto comes around. And the batsman completes a single. And that's the end of the second over. 22 without loss. Pieces being asked to bat first.
A good start by the batting team, the Pacers. Of course, we have spoken so many times about the batting ability of Atenes, and again he has started well. The question: how long will he continue, and how quick probably they will dismiss him? That will be vital to the type of score that Pacers will get.
Well, we saw in the last 2 innings, Andre Fletcher opened the batting. He was dropped by Joseph on the cover boundary. It's really simple catch. Now we see Atenes being dropped in that gully position or backward point position. Full toss, swing down to over long on for 6, wide long on a bad delivery. Bowled by Daniel McDonald, really given the right treatment, and it was easy for Hazard get on that delivery and swung it over wide long on for 6.
Well, you had to wonder too that the ground situation may be a bit damp, and these are new balls, so the spinners probably just having a better problem gripping the ball.
Well, McDonald once again, it's on again hit down to that wide long on position. The fielder comes off the boundary. 28 without loss. We're in the third over. Hazard 8 from 5. Atenes on 20, the left-handed Atenes. Atenes top of the table with runs. As he faces this delivery and he's hitting this one over long of a lovely shot for another 6. Ball pitched up, and with all ease in the world, he got to the pitch of it and lifted it over long off for 6.
Safe shot based on the ability of Atenes. In fact, he cleared the boundary by a pretty long way, and the fielder was in the circle. But a little bit of concern probably for the spinners with this fairly new ball that might be slightly damp. I'm not too sure they're going to get any turn. So once you get in line with the ball, you could swing your bat through.
Atenes. He faces another delivery, and this one is driving, not timing it when bouncing out to extra cover. So at the moment, 308 runs, highs of 78, 61.6, very good average. Play to the short fine leg, pick up a single, takes the score to 36, and he goes to 26. So Andre Fletcher is now at the top, 312, and highs of 79, not out, and an average of 52. So Atenes average of 61.6. Hazard. This one's a play to cover, straight to cover, really a soft dismissal. Keon George Hazard just coming forward to push this ball, and it went straight into the hands of the cover fielder. And bat seemingly turned in his hand, but it really was a simple catch. And Cinnamon Pacers losing their first wicket. Jabal Hazard caught by Keon George. Bull McDonald for 9, 36 for 1 at the end of 3 overs.
Well, Hazard must be disappointed because it was not a delivery, a wicket-taking delivery. I think he just tried turning it on the onside, and it took probably the outer half of the bat, probably too much bottom hand in the shot, and he forced it to short extra cover, and he took a simple catch.
So it's 36 for 1. So Athens have so far three 50s. Good strike rate of 229. Fletcher also had 350s. 193 strike rate. So really Athens have done really well in terms of not only scoring runs but scoring it quickly.
A very good time. I think these advantages that, like the Fletchers and the Smith, they are all big hitters but also good timers at the ball. So they don't only depend on the big hitting shots.
So Nicholas Redhead gonna pick up the attack at his northern end, and he's gonna be bowling to Athens. As Keto is just making some adjustment, taking out the backward point and pushing him down on the boundary, so his backward point on the boundary. And also the white third man seemed to be going right back. That third man rather wide. Redhead first delivery to Athens, who clipped it just over, and again he's dropped that backward square, and that ball gonna go. He's gonna stop before it get to the boundary, and the batsman will pick up 2 runs. Again, just looking to clip it off his path, and the fielder at backward square having to jump there. He got both hands to it and failed to hold it.
Yeah, and again, I thought that Athens in his tried to flick it over the top, but he didn't really hit it as he expected. And the fielder, I think he had a reasonably good chance, but he couldn't hold on.
Second chance going a begging, 38 for 1. Redhead. He's up to the ball to Athens, who swings this one. This one goes way over mid wicket for a huge 6. Picking it up, short of a length delivery, really picked it up and really hit it really cleanly over mid wicket for 6.
Well, rubbing a bit of salt into the wound after saw a chance go down off your bowling, and to the type of batter that Athens is, you know, you start thinking what next, and the next delivery was struck mightily hard, cleared the boundary along, in fact, actually dropped into the stand.
Well, you don't give a batsman of Athens 2 chances. Very early in his inning. Redhead is first over up to the wicket, both Athens, and this one is played to the backward square. They run through for a single. More in control, keeping it all along the ground. It's 45 for 1 behind the 4th over. Redhead so far pick up 9 wickets in the tournament, average of 12.22. Really had the opportunity to pick up 10. Fletcher is 10 wickets. Kenroy Peters also pick up 9 wickets. Dubisset 8, John Olive 8. So the right-handed Micah Narain comes into strike, and again third man right back, point, cover, extra cover, mid off. Pascal Keto mid on, mid wicket George, short fine leg, and fielder on the mid wicket boundary. Redhead. He's up to the wicket, ball to Narain. Narain again looking to clip this one. Comes off the keeper, who didn't collect cleanly, and they stick 1 run, wide signal. Yeah, a bit of bounce there as he looked to Narayan looking to clip it through mid wicket. 47 for 1.
I think the ball might have surprised the keeper a bit with the pace because it seems to got all tangled up with the speed at which the ball came to him.
Yeah, Benjamin, they just look a bit slow in getting across. 47 for 1. Atenes is red hit, full toss, hit straight back past the bowler. Actually, probably got a hand onto it.
He did.
Again, slow delivery by Redhead and hit back to the bowler. As we look at the replay here, yeah, slow delivery, get a hand onto it. Again, wasn't able to hold on, more or less trying to stop it rather than catch it. Those are a sort of delivery that sticks.
Yeah, and it's always probably better you try palming it up. You saw it in one of the earlier games and hope that somebody behind you take the catch.
So it's 48 for 1, still in the power play as Redhead. Bolton Narayan. Narayan is looking to drive outside the off stump, no contact. Good length delivery. And Redhead does show that he has the ability to do well as a fast bowler. Really good run up, good rhythm to the wicket.
Yeah, we have spoken about him quite a bit, and probably one of the bowling experts of long ago or recent pieces maybe could have a word with him because he has quite a number of qualities that is expected in a pace bowler.
Yeah, well built as he's keen to Narayan down the leg side. Wide will be signal. So 49 for 1. It's not a start. It's not a start. I think that Ginger Generals would have loved winning the toss and electing to field. 2 catches going down. Three catches going down. 49 for 1. It's Redhead to Narayan. A short delivery, a hit to just to the backward square, and the Ambler single. That's 50 of 26 deliveries, 18 minutes, 3 fours and 4 sixes at the end of the power play, 50 for 1.
Well, good start, very good start by the Pacers, and of course, when you win the toss and you send the opponent in, you really expect probably to get an early breakthrough. They did get a breakthrough, but the runs kept coming. Of course, Atenes is there. As we said, he has been one of the leading batters in the tournament so far, very, very consistent. Although today he has given a couple of chances, which I showed generals would really be disappointed in. He's still there at 50 for 1 after 4 overs. They must be looking now at a pretty healthy score.
Yeah, definitely. Well, they had the opportunity to get the sort of breakthrough that they really would have loved to. Martinez. And this one is swung down to a deep backward square leg, goes down to the boundary for 4. Again, the fielder short in the backward square. Fine, pretty fine. McDonald just straining on the legs and they swung down to that area for 4. Michael Narayan, and he score moves to 5 from 3 deliveries, 54 for 1. An impressive start. McDonald to Narayan. Narayan is hitting this one. Where does this go? Way over long on, or just over that wide long on area. Went really high in the air. And the wide long on fielder coming around. We just had to look at it over his head. So that's 6 to Narayan.
Let's look at that. I wonder if he couldn't try throwing it back. Oh, we just lost it.
Pitch up, and this one goes down to long on. Full toss. So one more, 61 for 1. Narayan quickly goes to 12. Michael Narayan, the captain of Cinnamon Pieces. And we are into the 5th over, 61 for 1. It has been a good start. Atenes on 37. 15 deliveries. So his tally of runs goes up to 345. And this reverse sweep for 4, pass the backward square, shot that we have seen him play over and over, and really just seemed to be perfect that shot as he turned as a right hander and hit it down to which would have been a short third man.
So what ambidextrous, I still believe he has that ability to use both arms. He plays that shot just too easy. He, he must have been at some point in time a right-handed batsman. Really perfect it. Beautiful shot.
So he goes to 41, closest 358 run in the tournament. Let's see for this, he could delivery right up, and he had to come down on this one, push it back to the bowler. Really have been a good tournament for Atenas.
And just watch where the two fielders are, where the sweep went. That's about 10 yards apart.
And this one he just played back to the bowler. The end of the over, so the end of 5 overs, 65 for 1. And Atenas is on 41. And so far he has faced 18 deliveries, 4 fours and 3 sixes. Micah Narain, 12, 5 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6. And the Cinnamon Pacers, 65 for 1 after 5 overs.
Very good start by the Pacers. 65 for 1 in just 5 overs, scoring well over the 10 mark. And the 10 runs per over tend to be a sort of base that we use in the power play and just beyond. So they are going pretty okay, and they were hoping that they could continue.
So Reynald Charles take it from this end. Left arm over the wicket. See, this one is swung over long on for 6. Again, pitched up. Really, that was in the slot, and Narain didn't have to do much, but just step and lifted it over that wide long on, and went for a beautiful 6.
Yeah, and beautiful timing, effortless. You wonder if he was going to clear the boundary, but the timing was good, and it cleared the boundary by a pretty long way.
71. Narain moves to 18, second 6. Charles in his first over. This is hit down to long off. Pascal had to move to his right, so another single. 72 for 1. And Narain 19 from 7 deliveries.
Going at a pretty good pace there, because with Atenas and both of them hitting, and it's good to see.
So Charles continues over the wicket to the left-handed Atenas. Key to extra cover. And this one, he comes off the edge, and they're going to go down to that fine third man area, and just crosses the boundary for 4. Again, looking for the big shot. And Atenas yet again go on to get another 50. Oh, he's 45, sorry, he's on 45. Really.
And what is probably dangerous to the field inside, Atenas doesn't seem to be in his best of form, and he's on 45 off 19.
This one is again pitch right up. Again, looking to stay down to that third man region. Probably trying to beat Anil Matthew, who's at short third man. 76 for 1. Played down to long off, and he ambles a single. Keon George comes off the boundary. 77 for 1. We are still in the 6th over. Charles in his first over, going for 12. The right-handed Narain. This driven again down to long on, and Keon George comes in, ambles another single, and that's the end of Reynald Charles' first over, going for 13. Atenas on 46. Narain is on 20, 78 for 1 after 6 overs.
Yeah, again, good start. But sometimes I wonder with the pillars on the boundary, if you can't really clear, sometimes you can play it short. And if you are quick between the wickets, the player will have a lot of work to do to cut off the 2 runs. But you hardly see that being employed in this game so far. They all going for hit as far as they could or nothing at all.
So Michael Fraser take it up from the southern end. It's 78 for 1 after 6 overs. Really good start. And will we see the most runs scored by in the tournament by one of these teams? Cinnamon Pieces. He lost the last encounter as Fraser. This one, Narayan looking to hit it again somewhere to mid wicket. Just come off the edge. Go to the short fine leg. Again, no chance of a run. It's 78 for 1. Ginger Generals. They lost the first encounter. This one hit down to long off. Again, the ambles are single. Narayan, they looking for the big hit, but not getting hold of it. Fraser does have the tendency of blowing the slow deliveries, using a lot of variation. So Athenaeus comes back into strike. He's on 46 and eyeing his 450 of the tournament. Already amassing 354 runs in the tournament. As Fraser to Athenaeus. And this one he plays square. Where is it? Down to the boundary for 4. Really with all the ease in the world. Shortest delivery. And he just got back and steered it. More or less steered it between that backward point. And he got 50 from 22 balls, 27 minutes, 6 fours and 3 sixes. Yet again another brilliant knock.
Yeah, and again the placement, because the back is a backward point and a wideish third man. That distance is, I'm not too sure, is as much as it looked like about 10-15 feet, and neither of them had a chance.
Fraser to Athenaeus, and he's hitting this one down to mid wicket, wide mid wicket, and Redhead is on the boundary. So he moves to 51, 84 for 1. Still in the 7th over. Really have been a good start. This partnership, so 48. That's Micah Narayan. Faces Fraser. And again hitting down to that wide long on position. And again goes for another single.
Fraser is a pretty good bowler. I'm not too sure, probably it is noticed, but he has quite a bit of variation. And really, yes, he do get some sixes, but he bowls very well.
Yeah, it's 49 for 49 partnership. That's Fraser to Athenaeus. And then slow delivery push to mid wicket, and they just amble a single. So that's at the end of the over. 26 deliveries, 50 runs per 17 minutes, 4 fours and 3 sixes. Once again, Athenaeus scoring 25 of these runs. Narayan 22 after 7 overs, 86 for 1.
Yeah, good stand, good batting performance so far. Narayan has been really playing a number of shots. He seems to be in recent deliveries losing his shape a bit, probably trying to hit the ball just too hard. And on the flip side of that, of course, he comes up against Fraser, who tends to vary the pace quite a bit. So, sometimes it's not as easy as it looks to get Fraser away. And so that tells you that the batting is doing pretty okay at 86 for 1, 7 overs, 3 overs left. But they must be probably eyeing the highest score in the tournament, which is 131.
Yeah, well, the first encounter, Ginger Generals, they batted first, scored 96 for 8 in their 10 overs. And Cinnamon Pieces replied with 97 for 3 in 9 overs. Athenaeus in that game scored 48, Campbell 31. As Edwards in the second over, bowled, and this one is driven, comes off the edge, and the backward point on the boundary. Redhead had to move to his right. And one thought that really there was time to pick up 2 runs there. But
oh yeah, that was a really big single. I think the ball actually got very close to the boundary, And I noticed that a couple of deliveries, they seems to be jogging between the wicket. I'm not too sure if probably one of them might have some nickel in the muscles, because they not seems to be taking any sharp singles or running very quick between the wicket.
So 53 is at the nurse. 86, 87 for one. Narayan, 22 from 11 delivery, faces Edwards, and he's hitting this one straight. And let's see, good shot, gonna clear the boundary by a long way. Give him some air and really hit that straight. And again, no danger. Really was in good position and hitting it straight back over long off for six.
Yeah, good shot. As you said, no risk. He got to the pitch and just help it hit it straight back. And once it goes over the bowler head, unless it lob into the air, fielders would have difficulty getting to it because they are both wide, long on and long off. So good hitting from Narayan.
93 for one. And again, looking to play that delicate shot down to third man. Quicker delivery by Edwards. He made no contact. So really good start by the Pacers. This one is hit down to a wide mid wicket. George have to move to his right. Again, yes,
Yeah,
one felt that they should have attempted 2 runs, eh?
there was no attempt. In fact, very early they settled for one, and the fielder having to move around from a long on to a wideish long on position, a straightish middle wicket. They could have probably tried this for the second.
Well, Atenas face Edwards, and again, he plays this one down to backward point on the boundary. Redhead comes off the boundary, and the batsman have enough time to complete a single. 95 for one. We are in over number 8. Really have been a good start. Edwards in the second over, gone for 21 runs so far. Fraser 1 over for 8 runs. Cinnamon Pacers was asked to bat first. And Narayan is hitting to mid wicket. Let's see, going to clear the mid wicket fielder. Really a great attempt there by that mid wicket fielder. That McDonald. We just seemed to stop it just before it crossed the rope.
Was he on the rope?
Yeah, I see. Let's see, it's very difficult for the umpires without the third replay as we look at it here. Really valiant effort there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for
Yeah, certainly.
that was for a number of different
Well,
reasons.
it's pretty difficult from with the umpires, and
Yeah,
they have to depend on the player,
yeah,
not having the opportunity of a third umpire to replay. Yeah, no, it's very difficult for anyone that is umpiring to be. And I don't think that the player himself knew
yeah.
what happened or knew he stopped it and knew where he was actually. So 2 runs. Uh, well, they're actually signal 4, so they certainly was right in making that decision. So 4 runs to Narayan, he goes to 33. So 99 for one. Fraser. And again, this one is swung over backward square again. Well, we have seen that shot really over and over. Atenas, ton of right-hander here, and swung that ball over the backward square position or the short fine leg and goes down to the boundary for 4.
Oh yeah, and I keep saying that his ability is tremendous. He plays the plays shots all around the wicket, and again, not a big guy, but very good on his timing and some pretty safe shots.
103 for one. Fraser, Atenas, and hitting over long off, and that's going to go over for another 6. Ball pitched up, and Atenas getting into the right position. That makes the shot looks, sort of reach for it. And the bending of the right knee there and hitting it over long off for 6.
And a very difficult batter to bowl to because he goes across pretty early and waits on you, and any way the ball comes there on after he can hit it. And Sometimes you try to put it a little wide of him, and he still gets there and spank you wherever he wants. Great batting.
So he moves to 64 as he faces another delivery from Fraser. Full to the bat, and it goes over mid wicket for another big six. Really, the mid wicket straight, and he really took full advantage of that full toss and swung it over that wide, long on a straightish mid wicket for six.
Well, any bowler will have problem and difficulties trying how to bowl the Martinez. I think you just have to stick to one way. The good line and good length, will always be difficult to play, and you really can't try too many things against Martinez because once you go offline, you'll be severely treated.
So Fraser 16 runs in the over, a really big over. Martinez is swinging again, and he's going to clear that mid wicket again. Yet another six, and really this one dropped a bit shorter, and he picked it up and dispatched it over that wide long on fence for six.
Well, I think probably Fraser now going through what we call commentator's curse because you just spoke about him or his ability to mix it up and bowl pretty well. But of course, bowling to Artades, you must be line and length must be perfect.
He's 76 from 30 deliveries. Fraser once again to Atenes, and he just on hitting into the covers. Just misfield by the cover fielder, but the fielder on the boundary comes in. So single to Atenes takes him to 77, 122 for one. So we had some 23 runs in the over, 3 sixes, a 4, and a single. So in the ninth over, Micah Narayana comes in to strike. So we probably would pass 131, maybe 132, which was made by Safan Strikers, to get past 131 made by Nutmeg Warriors.
We see there probably the umpire calling for a new ball, or not a different ball, because they had to try to get one that has the same amount of overs as being bowled with, or looks in the similar way to the one that they are changing. And so the umpires are now viewing the ball.
Well, it was hit into the stands pretty regularly. Probably hit the concrete area rather regularly. So it could be some tearing or some busting of the ball. Let's a lot of sixes have been hit in the inning. We have Atenes so far. He had 6 sixes. Narayan 3.
And still after this over, to get to the highest score, they still probably will need just about 9. Is it 131?
132.
132.
Well, we had these scores in the same match. 131 scored and then
They
132.
want to win.
Yeah. With probably I think 11 balls to go. So
Yeah, that right. That game probably had they batted the 10 overs would have been one of the biggest scores.
So Fraser is going to continue to bowl to Micah Narayan. He's on 33. As he bowls to Narayan, Narayan looking to swing down the leg side. Wide would be called. Just making some movements as he gets across the wicket. Looking to clear the leg side, mid wicket area. 123. As Fraser in his second over has gone for 32. As he bowls to Narayan. Narayan hitting straight, a really firm shot back past the bowler, and good stop. Really good stop by the fielder at long on there. Just putting out the right leg and stopping really a certain boundary.
And again, they just took one run. I think something has, not too sure if somebody's injured out there, but they are not really pushing for the second run at all.
Yeah, as we look at the replay there, slow delivery. Really, you hit firmly back. Atenes had to get out of the way. And Pascal, they just coming across. Really good stop. Just getting the left foot.
Grenada needs a striker. So probably they can consider asking him because they'll be up against Montserrat later, and they will need to get some goals.
Yeah, good footwork by Pascal. He's going to bowl the final over. 124 for 1. Pascal so far has 1 over, cost 10 runs, and he will be bowling the final over.
And we'll see if things have changed. He has not bowled his second spell, which is 1 over, as effective as he bowls his first. And in the previous match, I think they bowled him his 2 overs back to back, but now they have saved him for that final over again. And look to see if the rest didn't affect him.
So Anil Matthew is long on, fairly wide as Pascal. Hit down. This ball is hit down to that wide long on area. Matthew comes around, so just one. We have McDonald, who is at mid wicket on the boundary. Redhead, deep backward square, right back on the boundary. Keon George probably just coming into mid wicket. Just some changes here for the left-handed batsman. George to cover. Redhead backward point. Anil Matthew remains at long off on the boundary, fairly wide. McDonald guarding the cover boundary. As Pascal is going to bowl to Atenes on 77. Just relooking his field. As Pascal over the wicket bowl to Atenes. He's looking to drive outside the off stump. Loud appeal. He's caught behind. Again, good delivery. Give himself room and just trying to get over the offside. And taking the edge on a simple catch to Benjamin. So Pascal picking up the important wicket of Atenes, who really played a tremendous inning, going for 77 in some 32 deliveries, and really continued to impress.
And he looks so disappointed being out, at this stage. I think most of the people think that he played a pretty good innings, and I think he tried to sort of cart it over the slip, really, and he took a thin edge and was caught behind. Good catch, good bowling from Pascal.
Yeah, look, very disappointed. But again, another good knock by Atenes. And probably is up to some 385 runs in the tournament. Outside the off stump, hit down to cover the cover field. Yeah, we'll have difficulty. That goes across the rope for 4. Again, short delivery from Pascal, and Peters really took full advantage. The fielder at long off, really having to run to his left, and was not able to get there, so he goes over the boundary for 4. 129 for 2. We are in the 10th over. Pascal in the second over, ball to Peters, pitch up and driven down to long on Matthew. So one more to Peters. He's on the 5. Score moves to 130 for 2. 2 deliveries to go, and they will want to cross 132 scored.
The situation there now, they should be highly favored to do that. 2 deliveries still, but we have seen some strange thing in this game so far.
Pascal, full toss and hit away down to long leg for 4. Bad delivery. Full toss down the leg side, and Narain hadn't much to do, but just to get back onto it, and it went down to the long leg boundary for 4. 134 for 2, and Narain 39. Really played a good hand. 18 deliveries, 3 4s and 3 6s. He played a captain's inning. Pascal going for 20 so far, pick up 1 wicket. His final delivery as he's up to the wicket, ball to Narain, and Narain is sitting again down to that long leg area. He's coming back for two, yes, and make it good run in there as he complete two runs to the final delivery. And Cinnamon Pacers, after being asked to bat, ended up with 136 for two. Really has been a very impressive performance.
Yeah, and as 136, the highest score so far in the tournament. Uh, Good batting, very, very good batting. Once again, Martinez, supported by Narain, played beautiful inning. They really brought the game to Generals. Uh, I think they would be a bit disappointed after winning the toss and sending the pieces into bat.
Well, I think the disappointment came from the drop catches. I think, yeah, if they would have held on to some of the catches, Atenes, who probably gave early chances, they was not able to hold on to that. I think that's the difference. He got 77 and in 32 deliveries. I think you have to take your catches, when you send teams into bat. Whatever opportunities come your way, you'd want to take it. And I don't think they did. Some of the catches, to me, fairly easy. As we see, Hazard was caught by George. He scored 9. Atenes caught by Benjamin, 77. Narain not out 41. He had a good inning. And Peters not out 5. 136 for 2. Pascal, 2 overs, 1 for 22. Edwards, 2 overs, none for 25. McDonald, 2 overs, 1 for 29. Redhead, 1 over 14 runs. Charles, 1 over for 13 runs. And Fraser, 2 overs for 33 runs. Interestingly, Redhead only bowled 1 over, was not able to bowl his 2 overs. But certainly have been a good batting performance by Cinnamon Pacers. They are on 9 points this now, and they would be looking to get just to confirm the position in semi-finals with 11 points. So the news Pacers being sent into bat by Ginger Generals, 136 for 2. And Ginger Generals will resume their reply shortly, trying to get 137 for victory. And when they do, we certainly going to join you once again to bring you the commentary. Yeah, back here at the National Stadium, Cinnamon Pieces scored 136 for 2. Ginger Generals would be looking to get 137 for victory, which really would be the highest total to achieve that victory. Roland Keto, the captain at the top of the inning, with Daniel McDonald. We have seen the top players today really coming good. Fletcher, Atenes, and Keto would really want to lead from the front. Stiff target, 137.
Yeah, it is a good tight target, but of course, teams have got into position where they could have scored more than that. So I think it's not beyond reach.
So Williams going to pick up the attack from this northern end. Wide delivery, delivery forced up. Ginger General on 9 points. Likewise, Cinnamon Pieces. So the team that comes out on top today will be assured of that spot in the last 4. So Keto really would want to make sure that happen. As Williams, Ruel Williams, right arm over the wicket to Keto. Keto looking to pull this on. Let's see what happened. It probably just seemed to have passed very close to the stump or maybe come off the edge. But you're looking to pull. Really does seem as though he's in an attacking frame of mind. And the field for Williams, short third man, point. Extra cover, Micah Narain. As Williams, so Keto again wide of the off stump and will be signaled wide by the umpire. So there's a long off in Peters. Atenes mid on. Position that that he seems to like. As Williams. Again wide of the off stump and will be signaled wide by the umpire.
But to note there that one kept quite a bit lower, and I think the previous delivery that where there seems to be they got so excited, the ball hitting the bottom edge of the bat fell very, very close to the off stump.
So it's 3 without loss. That's 3 wides. Williams. And Keto is pushing on the offset and they take a quick single. Keto would really want to play a captain's inning. He really want to lead from in front. We've seen top players coming from the front and leading.
Well, he has taken early part of the tournament. He did not open bat, and he has sent himself to the top and has played some good innings in that position, and will be, as we said from the start, one of the key players. It was Atenes on one side and he on the other, and with the score that was put on the board by the batting team, he will have to respond.
McDonald faces first delivery and just comes out of the pad there. Leg by, signal by the umpire. Looking to turn on the onside. Just seemed to be a slow delivery. So it's 5 without loss. Yeah, stiff target of 137 needed for victory. Keto comes back into strike. Pitch up and whipped over mid-wicket, and this will run into the mid-wicket boundary for 4. Over pitch delivery. Keto didn't get hold of it, but he got enough bat. I was able to clear that mid-wicket region and down to the boundary for 4.
Well, bad line delivery because he has a pack offside field, and the players in the onside is all in the circle, and really a ball on the pad is nearly a free hit to a batsman of Keto ability.
9 without loss. You see the leg side field, there's a mid-on, a mid-wicket, backward square and a short fine leg. So he would really be looking to clear the infield. Outside the off stump, he again looking to cut this one again, still keeping low. Keto actually looking for a wide signal. Umpire mark is on move. 9 without loss. Williams. To Keto, pitch up, and he's hitting down to long on for 4. Again, over pitch, and Keto taking full advantage of it, just hitting into the right of Atenas, who's at mid on, and to race down to the long on boundary for 4.
Well, if you're going to set the field like that, you will have to be a lot more accurate with the balls outside the off stump. The balls on the stump will obviously a batsman of Keto ability easily to tug it on the onside, and that's what he did with the 2 deliveries that he struck to the boundary.
So 13, Keto is on 9 from 5 deliveries, hit 2 4s. 13 without loss. That first over. Williams going for 12 in that over. Javel St. Paul will pick it up from that southern end. Daniel McDonald. Again the short fine leg. Backward square on the boundary. Mid wicket and a mid on. There's 4 fielders on the leg side as St. Paul. This one is hit straight to mid wicket. Take a beautiful catch there. Lovely catch there as that ball was swung. Get some good bat onto it. And that ball was really taken cleanly by mid wicket Narain, who got both hands to it and held a beautiful catch.
Well, if you want to score runs, probably not supposed to hit the ball where the fielders are, no matter how hard. That one was struck mightily hard and just to the right of the fielder at middle wicket, and he threw himself, and both hands held on to a very, very good catch and a very good wicket.
So, Benjamin, Benjamin, really have been a good catch by Narain. He had to move, got both hands to his right, and really took a very good catch. So St. Paul striking his first over, first delivery. Picking up the wicket of Daniel McDonald. So the right-handed Weaver Benjamin, who really started off this tournament, had a few good innings. As he prepares to face his first delivery from St. Paul. And he's hitting this one. Let's see, not going to clear the mid off. Who drops another simple catch. And really was a bad miss there by the fielder at mid off. Benjamin going to hit over the top. Slow delivery. And really the fielder coming in, really was in good position to take that catch.
It's difficult to tell what he did wrong, except the fact that the ball didn't stay in his hand. Uh, really a easy catch.
This one, Benjamin is swinging, made no contact outside the half stump. But Maturin there was really in good position to take that catch. You know, he went back, he got both hands to it, and probably had a second opportunity.
Yeah, and he took it high and probably should have see it a lot more when he seems struggling for sight when he hit the hand the first time.
St. Paul to Benjamin, short ball, and he's swinging again. Benjamin making no contact. He's swinging, but really not moving, standing in his position. Really had to get across. It was short enough to clear the mid wicket, but really.
No, after that first catch that was so spectacular, the second one at Dalian was dropped.
St. Paul to Benjamin. This one he made good contact, but let's see. The mid wicket fielder gets on and drops it. Really misjudging in there in that position, and the ball just dropped in front of him and goes for 4. And that's Peters. Really a bad miss. He really got into position and really probably didn't get a hand to it.
I see he's making a sign, apparently saying the sun or something, probably the glare or something was in his eyes, because he seems to have lost the ball completely.
So that's 4 to Benjamin. He goes to 6, 19 for 1.
With 2 chances.
St. Paul. Slow delivery wide of the off stump, wide signal. Again, using the variation there. 20 for 1. We are in the second over. 117 required from 49 deliveries. So really there's need for one of the batsmen to really go. St. Paul once again. Benjamin is hitting this one down to mid-off, straight to the fielder, and who accepted the catch at this time. Maturin taking this one, traveling rather quickly, but straight to the fielder. And St. Paul striking a second time in his first over, picking up the second wicket. Benjamin caught by Maturin, bowled St. Paul for 6. It's 20 for 2 at the end of the second over.
And that's the nature of the game. I think the first catch that he dropped was far easier than this one, and he held down this one very easily. And good catch, good bowling from St. Paul, and 2 for 7. That's pretty good bowling, and good wicket for the fielding team. But Benjamin has somewhere lost his form somewhere along. In the last couple innings, he has not batted well. The first couple, 2-3 games, he did well, and then seems to have fallen apart. In fact, in the 4 deliveries that he faced, he gave 3 chances.
So the left-handed Keon George joins Keto. And they also plays for the same parish, so they will know each other quite well. That's 20 for 2. Peters was so far picked up 9 wickets in the tournament. Ginger Generals scoring at a run rate of 10 runs over. Need 14, just over 14 runs over. Really a tall order. As Peters. Wide delivery. Again, just a loosener, very wide. Roland Keto, captain, still there on 9. Peters to Keto, short, and okay, not timing it well. It goes on to the fielder on the boundary. The Ambler single. One would have thought that he would really look to hustle to try to put pressure to get 2.
Well, it seems that has sort of crept into the games, whether it's the fatigue or starting to tell, because a number in the previous inning, number of times the batsman just jogged through for us a single situation that looked as if 2 runs could have been scored.
So Keon George, to face His first delivery from Peters coming around the wicket, short delivery. Let's see, this one is pulled down to mid wicket and goes across the row for 4. Bad delivery and really given the right treatment. And he swung it, and there's no one in that area as it went across the row for 4.
Yeah, and the players that are sort of straightish middle wicket, and that one went in probably a normal middle wicket would have been. But it was a short delivery, and maybe could have hit it wherever he wanted.
Another short delivery, and he swung and really missed, and that didn't pass far from the stump.
The keeper did well to take it because you just beat the edge of the bat, just beat the stump, and well taken by the keeper.
So it's 26 for 2. We are into the third over. A strange offside field. As George swinging this one down to backward square for 4. Again, badly lined by Peters. And he really went really quickly to the left of the short pine leg and dunked the boundary for 4.
You see, the bowlers does some funny tactical things because he bowling to the left-hander, his offside field is well packed. He's bowling around the wicket. So more often than not, the ball will be slanting into the left-hander, and most of the ball will be hit on the leg side.
Well, for this delivery, another short delivery, it will hit to backward point. No chance of a run. It's 30 for 2. We are still maintaining 10 runs over. Need to get a bit more than that. Probably again play to mid wicket and the Ambler single. And this take the score on to 31. So Keon George goes to 9 at completion of the third over. 31 for 2, requiring 137 for victory.
Yeah, not probably the best over from Peters. 11 runs coming off him, and some pretty loose deliveries there that George capitalized on. He was bowling off breaks apparently from around the wicket and slanting the ball into the left-hander, and they were tugged away onto the onside, and the field strength is on the off because he had 5 players manning the offside field, so not good bowling, but of course the batters will be very happy for the runs they scored.
So Mike and Narayan, and they pick it up from that southern end. The current run with 10.33, and they require just over 15 runs. As you see, the long one just goes a bit straighter. Keon George favors the pull shot, and you'll probably find him looking to hit down to that long on area, long on mid wicket area at Narayan. Yes, and he hits this one. This one goes over mid wicket for 6. Really picked it up well, and an area he loves well. Really swung and hit it cleanly over mid wicket for 6.
And well, it's just the first ball from Narayan, but he has a similarly set field with a number of players on the onside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the off, and the batter was able to hit it on the onside.
Well, it's the final over in the power play, as you see. Narayan. And for this delivery, George is hitting the cover, and they go to for a single. Someone will have to really take the attack. It's 38 for 2. We are in the 4th over. Power play ends at 4 overs. K2 10 from 6.
And it shows again with the rotation of the strike, because K2 has opened the inning and only faced 6 deliveries. The other 2 batsmen between them has faced close to 14. So poor rotation at the strike.
So K2 faces Narayan. Good delivery, looking to play on the onside. Loud appeal from Narayan. Even from this vantage point, look as we're heading down the leg side.
Yeah, well, the umpire was not interested at all. The wicket keeper, and you always take like a gauge from the keeper what he does. He seems to have been going down, so he's going where he thinks the ball will be going. So that in itself tell you that it could be a missing the leg.
Narayan again. Keto again hit on the pad. Looking to play on the onside. Again, another Lord appeal.
And a double appeal here because they appealed first of all for leg before, and then they appealed for attempted, well, it has to say run out from the keeper because the ball fell somewhere in the feet of Kato, and the keeper trying to run out. None of them was successful, and the score remained on 38-2.
Yeah, good over so far. Two good deliveries from Narayan. Let's see what Keto does. Again, he's taking on the pad, looking to play on the onside. Again, good bowling, three good deliveries.
I think what has happened, and you see it a lot, Kato started out with a flourish, and then it took quite a while before he got back into strike. And it's like he sort of have to rebuild himself again.
Narayan just cutting the ball into Keto and just teeing down a bit. Keto looking to play on the onside. Let's see what he does now. And this one is play down to long on. Deep mid wicket comes around. After the first delivery, he has really settled on to keep it rather tightly. At the end of 4 overs, 39-2 with Roland Keto, who opened the batting, the captain of Ginger Generals on 11. Keon George, 16. Keon George from just 7 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. So they will need that player just to take the attack to the bowlers.
Yeah, and a good over from Narayan. That only 8 runs in the over. The power players come to an end. They could have more protection now on the boundary areas, and I'm sure the Generals will welcome that, where they have more opportunity of defending the boundaries.
We have seen a change. Ken Maturin, we are going to see Ken Maturin for the first time from the style. Karakou. And he will be bowling to Roland Keto. He's bowling to a long on the boundary, deep mid wicket, a backward square, and a short finding on the leg side. Maturin to Keto, short delivery. This one is hit down to that long on area again, not getting hold of it. The batsman is going to pick up 2 runs there. Short delivery there, and Keto will be disappointed not making more use of that delivery.
Yeah, he didn't time it properly. He seems to be probably having an issue with his gloves in his hands. He's making sure now that his hand is properly dry. The bat might have just saw the gloves might have sort of slipped. He really didn't time it well. It was short, and Kato ability, he has that ability to clear that boundary of those short deliveries, and he didn't make proper contact.
So the score goes to 41-2 as we into the 5th over. Maturin just want hit down to long on, and Atenes comes in. And Keto just seemed to be struggling a bit, maybe not even getting the timing he wants. He looked a little bit disappointed.
It was a wide delivery that he had to really stretch and reach one. He didn't really get the good part of the bat. As Pastor would say, just 5 inches off the base. He didn't get there, and as a result, didn't time it as he wanted to.
Keon George comes into strike. Maturin goes a wide delivery. Will be signal wide. Seemingly holding this ball too tight. Try to bowl probably a faster delivery. Went way outside the off stump. He's coming over the wicket to bowl to the left-handed George. Let's see, he's tossed up, and that one is swung down straight to the man at deep backward square. Again, no chance of a run. Lucky there, George.
Yeah, well, He hit it pretty well, but straight to the player, and either side of him would have been four.
So we in the fifth over as Maturin. And this one is hit down to mid wicket. And the batsman get a single. So have been quiet over so far.
Yeah, pretty good over so far from Maturin. And he did try the faster delivery, but generally has given the ball a bit of air.
Going for 5 from 4 deliveries. This time he's going to bowl to the right-handed K2 and goes back around the wicket to bowl to K2. And for this delivery, K2 is hitting this one down to long on. Let's see Atenes just over the head of Atenes. And it went for 6 here. Really, again, you could see him having to reach for it outside the off stump. And just clear Atenes. And didn't clear my much.
No, and at one time I think Atenes would have just been thinking that he had a chance. But Atenes is not a pretty tall guy either, and so he turned over his hands, jumped full height, but couldn't get to it. It was over his head by some distance.
50 for 2 in the 5th over. 87 from 31. And K2 is hitting this one square, but straight to the fielder. And there's 1 run at the end of the over. So after 5 overs, it's 51 for 2. And Generals need to get up to 137 for victory.
Yeah, well, they have some 86 more runs to be scored after just 30 deliveries. As we see the cloud starting to form itself again, but they will have to really start hitting. No more could the singles or the ones and twos do it. Boundaries matter now until they get themselves into a good position. But the bowling has been pretty steady, and Kato is still there. A lot of hopes, as we said, 21 or 14. He seems to have just lost his rhythm a bit. And for the benefit of them, let's hope he gets back into that rhythm as quickly as possible.
So it'd be Chad Charles, the right arm off spinner. He comes from the southern end, and he going bowl into Keto. He comes over the bowl to Keto, and Keto playing his ball on the offside. He just doesn't seem to be too confident. I look as though he was in 2 mind there, and push it out on the offside.
The effort he made into the shot, I doubt he would have scored many runs from it.
51 for 2. And again, no timing. Skeeter is looking to go aerial over long on, and the ball went slowly down to long on for a single. He really seemed to be having difficulty with his timing, his rhythm, and does not look too happy. Really is a tall ask to get 137. We are in the 6th over. As Charles around the wicket ball to George, who's looking to hit square, wide signal. So the score moves up by 153. Chad Charles, right arm off spinner, would be leaving the left-handed batsman. And let's see again, pitch up, and this one is swung really well over long on. That's a huge 6 by Keon George. Give him some air, and he really got under it and lifted it cleanly over long on for 6. 295 6 in the tournament. Really good hit by Keon George. Quickly moves to 23 from 10 deliveries. This partnership 39. So it's 59 for 2. Chad Charles once again to George. George is hitting down to long on. This one went all along the ground. 60. Still 2 deliveries to go in this over. 77 from 26 deliveries. The right-handed Keita, which seemed just to be struggling a bit with his timing.
Yeah, since he has lost a bit of. He started off pretty well, and then just seems to have gone into a cold patch.
So let's see as Charles. And this one goes down to long on again. The one bounce. Just again dragging it around as it goes down to long on for a single. So 61 for two. Probably just pulling away a bit, and probably might be better advice to go closer to the delivery instead of pulling away from it. Keon George hit this one down to long on, went straight to the fielder and really dropped probably a straightforward catch.
Well, he himself seems as if he can't understand what is happening. It went straight to him, straight in his hand and out.
Well, that's the second catch I think that Maturin has dropped. He took one and dropped two. This one went straight to him. And certainly um, put down what was a straightforward catch.
Yeah, and that would have been a very important wicket because George seems to be hitting a couple of the balls pretty lustily, so they would have liked to get him out there. But Maturin, I'm not too sure the players are talking to, but he seems to have it all covered. He had everything right, and the ball just popped out of his hand. Probably need to look at the ball a lot longer into his hands because he has an opportunity when the ball pops out to see where it's going and make another attempt. And the second catch he has dropped, he didn't make much of an attempt at the second time. So probably he's not keeping his eye on the ball as long as he should.
All right, 62 for two. We have completed 6 overs. And Kenroy Peters will come in for his second over, and he will be bowling to Keon George. George plays to mid wicket, and the arms a single. The fielder comes off the boundary. So one more to George. He moves it. Keto comes into strike. George moves 26. And 63 for 2 into the 7th over. Ginger Jonas really need to step up the pace in terms of scoring. Keto hit it to mid wicket, and the ball traveling rather quickly down to mid wicket, and the stays for 1. But it would be looking for some boundaries. You really need some boundaries.
Well, they are trying. I think the bowling is good. The balls are well up. They can't get under it, so they have to tug it and pull and along the ground. And chances are the ball are being fielded. So they are trying to hit, but I would give the benefit now to the bowling that is bowling well.
Peters around the wicket left-hander. This goes down to long on, and Williams comes off the boundary. So 60 doing singles, 65 for 2. And Peters in his second over, so far gone for 14 runs.
Pretty good spell so far from Peters. He has restricted the batters, just 3 singles in the over so far.
So he goes back over the wicket to the right hand, Keto. And Keto is lifting this one. Where does this go? Atenes had to look at this one and it go over his head for 6. And this was all timing as he came forward and just lifted it. Beautiful shot, really good timing. And it sailed over long on for 6.
Yeah, well timed. There was not much effort you was seen into the shot. It just timing was all beautiful and way over Atenes' head and the boundary for 6.
So should that give him some confidence? This one goes down to third man as he looked to hit square, and the fielder just losing the battle as it goes down over the rope for another 4. Really a short delivery, and really didn't get hold of it, but I think he got the result that he wanted to get it across the boundary.
Yeah, and vital runs there. Peters after 3 deliveries had 3 runs. Now he's gone to 13 at 6 on a 4. And this one really, the benefit will go to the bowler even though 4 runs were scored because it came off a top edge. And this beautiful fast outfield, the fielder had little or no chance.
So it's 75 for 2. Keto moves to 34 as he faces another delivery. And he's looking to swing
Bowling.
and it's bowled. Really quicker delivery. Wasn't as short as he expected. Looking to swing. And with his bowled, really a big wicket. The wicket of Roland Keto going for 34. 75 for 3 after 7 overs.
Well, surely a very important wicket. But again, the ball was outside the off stump and he tried to pull it, tug it away onto the onside. It kept a bit low because you can see him trying to get down to reach it. And a quicker delivery, kept a bit low on the stumps and bowled a beautiful delivery. A very important wicket. Kato, who has scored some runs so far in the competition. A lot would have been depending on him, so someone else now has to step up.
Yeah, I think he was beaten one with a piece and it wasn't as short. So he was caught, midway and really ended up really where he was beaten all ends up and being bowled. So a big blue struck there by the Pacers. The backup Roland Keto, the captain, Ginger General, going for 34. So Anil Matthew comes in to replace Keto. Narayan will continue in his second over. 75 for 3. Narayan to the left-handed Keon George. He's up to bowl to George. George is looking to cut outside the off stump. Lord Appeal is out, cut at the wicket. Again, Keon George looking to cut. Another big wicket there. George going cut at the wicket of the bowling of Narayan. And 75 for 4. And really the Pacers will feel very happy to see the back of Keon George.
Yeah, and we talk a bit too on the ability or the method that is being used by the batters to cut. They tend to pull themselves away, and that gives them going further away from the ball, and that one took an edge. Not too sure if it's the bottom edge, but it took an edge. Good catch from the keeper standing up.
Yeah, and you made a very important point there where the batsman is pulling themselves away. I guess looking for power. You get closer to the ball, I think you always going to find yourself in better position to be able to do what you want to do with the ball. And really, his right foot really should be coming across, get on top of it. But he actually pulled probably the left foot away, and with his body going further away from the delivery, you more or less unlikely to get timing, to get power, or even to get placement.
Well, Generals are really up against it now, and two new batters at the crease. They will have to get going from the word go.
Larry Edwards going to face his first delivery and push down to mid-wicket area, and they feel they have a long way to come in, and the batsman come back for 2 runs. Good work from Atenes coming off the boundary. Really came in quickly, but balls traveling rather slowly. And the batsman was able to pick up 2 runs, 77 for 4.
It's good to see 2 runs being taken in that position a number of times. We saw the batsman just seem to jog through. And as we see here, the opportunity always exists that 2 runs could be taken.
Behind the 8th over as Narayan to Edwards, who stroked this down to long off. And the ambles are single, 78 for 4. Really, they would need to find the boundaries with greater regularity.
Yeah, the tempo, they need to upbeat up, put some more energy into it. I don't think stroking it and taking the ones at the twos could get them there. They need 59 of just 15 deliveries.
Matthew, who's not yet off the mark, faces Narayan. And this one, slow delivery, again played down to that mid-wicket area. And Williams comes in off the boundary. So another single. Matthew now off the mark. Scores 79 for 4.
The disadvantage is that the two batters are new, and situation there is that they don't really have that time to get themselves in, and in in trying to do that, obviously a few deliveries will be lost.
Narayan. This Edwards looking to swing. This one somewhere over mid wicket. It comes off the pad and the get a leg by. So it's 80. 80 for 4. And really, as we look at the run rate, 26.31 required. Just 2 overs after this one.
That's a very difficult task. Somebody really had to hit. And Narayan is bowling beautifully. Not sure who will be bowling the last 2 overs, but it's good bowling up to this point in time. Narayan just 12 runs.
So, go to Matthew. Okay, in slower delivery, Matthew turn it down to backward square and go to for a single. So 81 for 4 at the end of 8 overs. Really with 56 runs to get from 12 deliveries. Really a difficult task.
Well, I think once we saw the back of Keto, we knew that somebody would have to step up, but it's not going to be easy because it's pretty good bowling. And I would point that the Generals, they are well in control of this game. They have dropped a couple catches, but it don't seem as if he has affected them that much.
So the Pacers, who won the first encounter by 7 wickets, really look is in good position to win the second encounter. As Williams pick it up for his second over, bowling to Matthew. Right up, this going to go down to the boundary for 4. Let's see the signal. 4 wides there. Yeah, and that ball, Matthew looking to play somewhere down to backward square. Pass outside the legs and go down to the boundary for 4. 86 for 4. And Williams going for pretty expensive, going for 17 in his first over. Really would want to make this a better over. He's up to the board to Matthew. This one is choked down to long on. And Atenet moving really quickly to the delivery. So 1 more to Matthew. He's moved to 3. 87 for 4. And really just 11 deliveries to go, 50 runs required.
I'd like to know what the batters are talking about there. Somebody saying that somebody will have to just hit. You need to try to upbeat the tempo. They have been batting cautiously.
Larry does. Let's see what he does as he faces Williams, and he's swinging this one. This one go high in the air, and the mid wicket is coming around. And dropped the catch. Actually didn't touch that delivery. Again, we see that miss there. Ball high in the air, and he coming around there and really made a mess of. They actually didn't touch it.
Neither of them, both of them was coming, and where the communication? Somebody should be shouting my ball. This is not football when you say my ball is a foul. You need to communicate, and they don't seem as if they did that.
Williams. And Edwards is swinging. Let's see, this one going to clear that mid-wicket area and goes over the fence for 6. And really got batter onto this one and really cleared the mid-wicket fence for 6.
Good shot. And of course, as we said, that's the only option. Option is to swing the bat.
This over had to be, a big over if they were really going to give themselves any chances. Probably 20 runs in the over. As Williams once again, and Edwards drive this one down to long off, and Atenes quickly to his left. So 1 more, 96 for 4. We're in the 9th over. Williams not for 27.
Well, you need to get it under 36 to be in with a chance in the last over.
Well, unless there's some extras in the last over. He comes again over the wicket, and this one is hit to the cover. The batsman is going to get one as Matthew not timing slow delivery by Williams. The score moved to 97 for 4. And Cinnamon Pieces really closing in on another victory. That will bring them up to 11 points. Having lost to Saffron Strikers yesterday. That's Williams. Final deliveries up to the wicket and ball. Edwards again swinging down to long on. And the fielder comes off the boundary. Peters. Easy single, which concludes over number 9. And Ginger Generals requiring 137 for victory. They are 98 for 4. And certainly looks at Pieces really going to come home with this one rather easily.
It looks all over. As you said, they have to bowl quite a bit of extras, and so now, because you need 39, 6 sixes is 36. So it's all about over. So you just have to give Generals a lot of credit for the way they played. The way they played this game, they batted extremely well and restricted the batting team.
So St. Paul is going to bowl the final over. His first over only going for 7. And he's bowling to Edwards, who swings this one down to a wide long on. The mid-wicket fielder had to come around the Atenes. And batsman just made it for 2 there. Again, Atenes with a good show, have been moving quickly to his right. So that's 2 more to Edwards. 100 for 4. Still need enough for the 37, 5 deliveries. And Edwards again hitting down to that same fielder on the mid-wicket boundary. Atenes, who will just move to his right and field. So 1 more run to Edwards. He's 16 from 9 deliveries. Hitting 1-6, 101 for 4. Just 4 deliveries remaining. Really convincing win by the Pacers, Cinnamon Pacers, as Matthew now faces St. Paul and is driving down to long on. Again, they're going to amble a single. Really have been a good performance by the Cinnamon Pacers. They batted well and really have kept things tight, really from the start. Keto found really difficulty in getting any rhythm, as St. Paul is up to the wicket ball to Edwards. This one hit down to mid-wicket, and Williams, it is really running quickly down to in that mid-wicket area, but had a lot of work to do, so the batsman had time to pick up 2 more runs. 104. Really have been a good performance by Cinnamon Pacers. Just 2 deliveries left. St. Paul once again to bowl to Edwards, and he bowled him again, looking for a big swing, and really nothing much could have happened at the end. You probably just bat out and saved. At the end of the day, you look at the stats and you look at the wickets. You could benefit your favor based on where you are. But swinging wildly there, and that ball just going into the stump. So 1 delivery to go. 104 for 5, Ginger Generals, and certainly a convincing victory for Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah, they played extremely well. They fielded pretty okay. I think we could go back to the start of the inning with the chances that Atenes gave that made such a big difference. You had to hold on to your catches. Pacers did drop 1 or 2 catches also, but it wasn't, cause as much problem as the catches that Generals drop, and particularly the batter like Atenes jumping him 2 and 3 times. You put yourself in serious trouble.
But when you win the toss and you put a team into bat, and obviously you would want to make sure that you hold your catches. At least you want to get a team out as cheaply as possible. Buffett is in his strikers sent ball final delivery outside the off stump. No shot offered. And at the end of the in a convincing win by Cinnamon Pieces, 136 for two, and having restricted ginger ale, so 104 for five. Really have been a good performance, winning this game convincingly.
Yeah, by some 33 runs. So that's a convincing victory, particularly how things have went today, where teams went into super over and these sort of things. Uh, so Pacers playing an excellent game. But again, Atenes, the man at the top of the batting, again continue to lead and to perform very well. And the bowling responded pretty okay today. 104 for 5. People like St. Paul, 3 for 13. So a good bowling and a good all-round performance from Pacers.
So Cinnamon Pieces, 136 for 2, Ginger Generals 104 for 5. As we look at the batting of Ginger Generals, Roland Keto, he was bowled by Peters for 34, 21 deliveries, 33 minutes, 3 fours and 2 sixes. Daniel McDonald caught by Narayan Bull St. Paul's. He didn't score, and he got two deliveries, 7 minutes. Wavel Benjamin caught Maturin Bull St. Paul for 6, 5 deliveries, and he had 1 for Keon George caught Hazard Bull Narayan 27, 15 deliveries, 24 minutes, and he had 2 fours, 2 sixes, and in Matthew not out 5. Larry Edward bowled by St. Paul for 18, final wicket at Fell, and Buffett not out not, just facing 1 delivery, 104 for 5. Williams, 2 overs, none for 29. St. Paul, 2 overs, none for 13. Peters, 2 overs, 1 for 24. Narayan, 2 overs, 13 runs, 1 wicket. Maturin, 1 over for 12. And Chad Charles, 1 over for 11. Really, Cinnamon Pacers won by 32 runs. And so seal the position into the semi-finals, joining the strikers, Saffron Strikers, as 2 teams that really have confirmed the position in the semi-finals.
Yeah, and both teams played well throughout the competition to find themselves where they are, getting into the semi-finals, playing a number of good games. And as you said, a good win by Pacers, 32 runs. Good form, good hitting, good batting, good bowling. They did spill 1 or 2 catches, but generally the feeling was also good.
So the 2 teams which should have probably 1 and 2 throughout the tournament, they kept at the top, and really now they have confirmed the position in the semi-finals. And we await the schedule of games for tomorrow, which would confirm the other 2 teams that would join them for the semi-finals, which would take place on Thursday. So the matches tomorrow, Wednesday. First game, Nutmeg Warriors versus Believe Blasters. And interesting that both teams are on 7 points. So it will be interesting to see where that one goes. Clove Challengers versus Cinnamon Pacers, who has already qualified. The Clove Challengers, I think, is also on 7 points. And then we have Saffron Strikers versus Ginger General. So we expect tomorrow's game would be keen and would also be exciting. And we certainly will be happy to bring it to you tomorrow. So we hope from wherever you are, we really thank you for being part of us. And do join us tomorrow as we conclude this the preliminaries of this T10 tournament, Dream11 T10 tournament, which we do hope we'll be able to bring you tomorrow another good display. And barring that we get good weather, we certainly will be happy to bring it to you.
Well, I know for sure that once it's not a flood, the water tends to run off this outfield pretty quickly. The wickets are properly covered. So, yeah, not expecting much unless the rain falls during the day itself. I think we will expect to have a full day's play.
Okay, so wherever we are, good evening Good night. Thank you really for being with us. And do join us tomorrow when we conclude this Dream 11 T10 tournament, the preliminary rounds of this tournament.